To be a sadhu means to love God, to follow the path of divine truth, and to seek the true nature of reality. This ultimate reality can be called many names: Brahman, Bhagavan Dattatreya, Shiva, Buddha, the nature of mind, Mahamudra, the Tao. In the language of theism, it may be called Allah or Krishna, but the divine reality itself is beyond all names. Names are just labels our human mind creates. Any name can work, but what truly matters is not what we call it, but how deeply we understand its essence and how much we can free ourselves from limitations. The ordinary worldly mind lives in ignorance, unaware of its own divine nature. A sadhu, on the other hand, strives to awaken vidya, divine knowledge, and jnana, direct knowledge of one's original nature. To truly become a sadhu requires deep faith and strong determination, because walking this path means going against the current, against mainstream culture, against habitual thinking, against one's own desires. Being a sadhu means living by the laws of higher spiritual reality, realms such as Svarga-loka or Jnana-loka, rather than by the laws of the material world, prakriti, which is full of suffering, illusions, and endless cravings. Nature itself isn't one-sided. It has three qualities: tamas, inertia, darkness; rajas, restless activity, passion; and sattva, clarity, light, harmony. The essence of sattva is radiance and divinity, but in this world it is often overshadowed by tamas and rajas. To follow the divine nature, we must challenge our lower nature and rise above it. In the lower realms, the hellish dimensions, demonic tendencies dominate, ruled by tamas. These worlds follow destructive and heavy laws, but higher dimensions like Svarga-loka and Jnana-loka are filled with light. Every element there radiates sattva and carries blessings. To be a sadhu means to go beyond your lower nature, prakriti, and beyond karmic patterns, so that your divine essence can shine through. This path requires courage, faith, willpower, detachment, vairagya, and deep understanding. When we lack these qualities, it is usually because we are still conditioned by the ordinary human world, too attached to its limited values, mental concepts, and false identities. A sadhu believes in divine truth and divine values. This devotion and service to the divine is the culture of a sadhu. If we serve worldly illusions, we become channels for the energies of samsara, which take root in our minds and influence us. This is called Tirodhana Shakti, the energy of concealment. But if we serve the uplifting, liberating energies of the divine, Anugraha Shakti, they also take root in us, blossom, and radiate within. To change our karma, we need to connect ourselves with these liberating energies and allow them to flow through us until they become our own inner truth. As that happens, the hold of material nature begins to loosen. Human life itself, being in a human body, experiencing relationships and attachments, is an important stage of spiritual growth. It is not purely good or bad, it simply is, and it serves its role. Existence unfolds step by step, and each soul has its own karmic story and level of maturity. Every stage has its purpose. The only real problem arises when a person clings to one stage and refuses to move forward. Everything should happen in its right time. Where does a sadhu aspire to live? A sadhu seeks to purify themselves, not to remain in the ordinary world of samsara, but to live in the mandala of pure vision, in a pure dimension. These pure realms open within the flow of consciousness through practice. According to Vedic cosmology, there are 14 worlds, and our earthly plane, Bhur-loka, is just one of them. We do not need to purify the world itself. We need to purify our perception. When our perception clears, the world reveals itself as a mandala. Men and women appear as divine beings, events as lila, divine play, sounds as mantras, and situations as blessings. This is not imagination, but a direct experience of the deepest truth of reality. Right now it seems hidden only because our mind is clouded by duality. The sadhu strives to dwell in pure vision, which arises naturally from deep connection with the Supreme Source and the contemplation of divine truth. Divinity is already present in everything, in every stone, every moment, every atom. When the sadhu's mind becomes pure, they directly perceive divinity. As perception becomes whole and unobstructed, a world of pure vision arises, the mandala. In this state, the very elements of reality, space, time, and matter, merge with the consciousness of the sadhu. The sadhu stands at the center of existence, one with all. This realization is described in three key qualities: pure vision, divine pride, and the taste of oneness. Pure vision is complete immersion in the Supreme Source, perceiving the world as a mandala and all beings as divine. Divine pride is the realization I am Brahman, knowing one's unity with the highest reality. In meditation, the sadhu perceives themselves as a divine body. In daily life, they act as an expression of divine power. The taste of oneness is freedom from mental judgments and concepts, resting in a state of non-dual awareness where joy and suffering are no longer seen as mine, but as expressions of a single reality. There are also three kinds of impurities: malas. Maya mala, the impurity of perceiving separation and multiplicity. When it is purified, one experiences the oneness of all phenomena. Anava mala, the impurity of ego and separateness, the sense of I and mine. When purified, it gives rise to divine pride. I am Brahman, I am the Absolute. Karma mala, the impurity of doership and attachment to action. When purified, actions are no longer personal but seen as lila, divine play, and pure vision arises. When these three impurities are cleansed, the three key realizations blossom. In that state, one directly perceives God, not as an idea but as living truth. The path of the sadhu is the return to God, to original wholeness, beyond all concepts, dualities, and limitations. It is the awakening of inner knowledge, where the separation between seer and seen, between form and essence, between the many and the one, completely dissolves.